Instead of celebrating the anniversary with my boyfriend, I went to my close friend. Am I right? The author of the post is listed in the description. My BF, 21M, and I, 20F, had fancy dinner plans and tickets to the movies to celebrate our one-year anniversary. We were both super excited about it and had planned it a while ago. However, about an hour before our reservation, I got a message from my close friend. He texted me saying he was having a family emergency and he really needed some support, someone to talk to right now, and asked me to come over. I've been friends with this person for years, and I've always been there to support him and cheer him up as he has some family home issues. So I called my BF, who was driving back from work, to tell him we'd have to cancel because I had to go be there for a friend, and he got mad even though I told him it's out of my hands. I then hung up because I didn't want him to carry on driving and being on a call, especially if he's angry, and said I'll speak to him later. Cut to me coming home a few hours later, and he was pissed. We then got into an argument, and he said that I prioritized another guy over him and that my friend is a grown man who could have waited until the next morning to have me come over. He also got more mad when I couldn't tell him what the emergency was that ruined what was meant to be a special day, even though that's my friend's personal information and is not my business to share. I felt that was very insensitive of him to not understand why I had to go and be there for a good friend of mine, and yeah, we lost a bit of money for tickets, but we can just reschedule. But I can see why he's frustrated, as it's our first anniversary and he had planned it a while ago. Plus, I got angry at him for being insensitive, which only heated the argument and made it worse. It's been a few days since the fight, and he's still being frosty to me, waiting for me to apologize, and now I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure if I handled it right. Aita, verdict, asshole, relevant comments before update. What was the family emergency? No, my friend had a big argument with his dad, and without going into lots of detail, my friend struggles with alcohol problems, so I went over to help smooth things over and give him someone to talk to and distract him as he was very upset. When my friend asks for emergency support, I don't ask questions, I go. How could I have enjoyed my night knowing he was struggling anyway? On why is her friend more important than her boyfriend? It's not that he's more important to me. In that moment, my friend was my priority because he was in a bad state. He's had a lot of problems in the past. It wasn't going to badly harm my BF to not go on our anniversary dinner, but I could have handled his disappointment better. Yeah, okay, update. After reading everyone's comments, I realized I was in the wrong and I didn't prioritize correctly. I came off pretty defensive at first, but after thinking about what people said, I shouldn't have been. I apologized to my BF and told him nothing like this would ever happen again. He's still pretty mad, but after a serious conversation about setting boundaries between me and this friend, he's willing to move past it. He did say if it happens again, or I cross any boundaries with this friend, then he's gone, so it obviously did affect him more than I thought. I'm willing to respect this and try to consider my BF's feelings more while still being there for my friend. We have rebooked our tickets and dinner for next weekend, and hopefully it can still be special. What I will say is the emergency message I got from my friend at the time didn't have much detail, so I didn't know how serious it was. Obviously, when I got to his place, he was very upset, but it wasn't life and death, and in hindsight, it could have waited until the next morning. I'm not trying to make any excuses, I just thought some comments were a little harsh. I care for my boyfriend very much, and I'm happy we've got this resolved. The comments about my friend's alcoholism made me realize that I needed to give him the resources to help himself, which I will do if he's open to it. I've never had someone I care about deal with alcohol issues and was a bit naive to think I could help him without professionals. I spoke to my friend on the phone this morning, and even though he was very defensive, he agreed to meet with me to talk about the next steps for him in getting help. His dad is threatening to kick him out of the house, so I think that was a bit of a wake-up call for him. Also, I don't believe my friend had any malicious intent when he asked for my help and won't be cutting him off like some of you suggested. I think healthy boundaries to prevent any misunderstandings will do. That's the update for some of you who were asking for one. Relevant comments before second update. On her friend ruining her anniversary. He didn't ruin it intentionally. We've been friends for years. I'm not just going to drop him over this. I think with the right boundaries, we can work through this. When pointed out, he did ruin it. He said he was drunk and upset and he wasn't thinking straight. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I told my BF that my friend struggles with alcohol issues, and I rushed over because I didn't know what state he was going to be in. I didn't go into much detail as I still believe that's not his business, but I did tell him. I'm going to meet my friend tomorrow to talk about resources I found for him and to see what's happening about him being kicked out. My BF asked to come along with me, so anything he has to say to my BF, he can say in front of me. I just hope they are going to put this behind them and get along. Update 2. I wasn't going to update again, but people were asking for one, and everything kinda went to shit. Me and my BF went over to my friend's house to have the talk about getting professional help, and they kept throwing little digs at each other throughout. It ended up escalating to a full-blown argument between them, and I'm not going to lie, they were getting into each other's faces, and I didn't really know what to do. I ended up dragging my BF to leave, and we went back home where we had a pretty big fight. During the argument, my BF had snatched my phone and saw texts my friend was sending me apologizing about arguing with my BF and asking if I was okay. My BF kinda just snapped and said, "You either never speak to him again, or we are done." I stated that's so unfair when literally the day before we were moving on from this, and I want to just come to a compromise. He said he was really hurt that I'm not taking the relationship as seriously as he is. To skip a lot of back and forth, we couldn't agree and decided to break up. I didn't actually think we'd break up over this, so I was kinda shocked, but if he wants to throw our relationship away because of this, then fine. I obviously feel pretty down about it. Before this, we never really had any problems, and now it's over because of some shitty decisions that I apologized for. But then I would feel so guilty if I dropped my friend who's struggling when he's always been there for me, especially during a tough time in my teens. My BF clearly didn't believe in me when I said I would never prioritize anyone over him again. I think what some of you guys said was right, the damage was already done and I didn't want to accept it. I tried to speak to my BF the next couple of days, but he didn't want to hear anything I had to say, which made for a very uncomfortable few days living together. I'm going to stay with a friend in 2 days, as she was looking for a roommate anyway. A part of me wants to try and reconcile with my ex-BF, but then a part of me knows I should just let it go because I'm not going to be happy going NC with my friend and he's not happy with the friendship. Even if I wanted to go NC with this friend, it wouldn't have worked as he's in my friendship circle. He would be at all our get-togethers and try to talk to me anyway. A part of me is confused about my friend now. He provoked my BF when he knew we were up on rocky grounds. I hate that I'm having to question a friendship that I've had for years, but I did say I would give him the benefit of the doubt this time, and maybe I'll end up regretting that, we'll see. However, he's now starting AA meetings, which I'm proud of him for, and I'm hoping he sticks with it. He's really apologetic about the role he played in our breakup and says he's really going to get his shit together and be a better friend to me. Anyway, I think I'm just going to take some time to myself, process everything, be single for a bit because it's actually too much stress. Relevant comments. On why she placed her BF's feelings second and what was said. I made a mistake which I apologized for, and he accepted. For him to then not trust that I learned my lesson, he threw the relationship away. In the argument with my BF, I wasn't trying to put his feelings second. I was expressing my feelings about how I made the choice to give my friend the benefit of the doubt, and the ultimatum was unfair. If she told her friend to shut up, I told him to stop. I told both of them to stop, but they didn't, and they escalated the situation. I expected 2 grown adults to have a mature conversation. Yeah, my ex shouldn't have asked to come if he couldn't keep a hold of his emotions. It shouldn't have been a disaster. It should have been a productive conversation about getting my friend help, on blaming the ex. I'm not blaming my ex. I know this is mostly my fault, but at the end of the day, he ended the relationship by giving me an ultimatum days after we discussed how we were going to move past this. I didn't even get a chance to show changed behavior. Obviously, I feel guilty that I hurt someone I really care about, and I'm hurting too, but what's done is done. On wanting her BF to he a punching bag and when pressed at what exactly was said. I just wanted him to tolerate this one meeting. You're acting like my BF was being attacked. My friend made some jokes that he shouldn't have. He wasn't being a punch bag. It was bad jokes that were kind of digs too, depends on how you look at it. It was just little comments. I can't really remember what he said. I just remember the last joke before my BF got pissed, FR, was when I was getting drinks from the kitchen and I gave a drink to my friend first. And he said something like, "Ooh, coming to me first, I guess I'm priority." I don't know exactly, it was such a shit joke, but I think he was trying to ease tension by making fun of the situation. On why OOP keeps defending the friend. He didn't destroy the relationship, I did. I do care, but I'm confused. It's confusing. Imagine being friends with someone for years, going to school with them and everything, and now he may or may not have maliciously hurt you and your relationship. That's going to be hard to accept. I would never date my friend, ever. Of course, my ex has the right to be angry with me. We are both allowed to have feelings. UAP on getting opinions from other friends. I've told 2 of my friends about the situation and got 2 very different opinions. It's tricky though because all my friends are his friends, so I have to be careful what I say so it doesn't go around the friendship group and cause more drama. My brother is coming to see me Tomo though, and I don't really discuss my dating life with him, but I'm going to tell him everything. There's no one in this world I trust more to give me an honest opinion than my brother. One of my friends said my ex is being overly sensitive about the whole thing. If my friend liked me, then he has had years to make a move and she's never sensed any bad vibes from him. This is what is confusing because my other friend called me an idiot and said I need to back up from this friend immediately because too many things don't add up. Yeah, okay, I'll show my brother these posts. To risk sounding stupid, why do I need to record my friend? Yeah, I let you know what my brother says. Even if he completely thinks I'm an idiot, he's not one to sugarcoat. Oop on her brother's opinion. What kind of details? My brother and I spoke about this for like an hour. I couldn't possibly write that all out, so I just summed up his opinion on the situation. Yeah, my brother tore into me. He thinks I was way too trusting of my friend. He said just because he was a good friend doesn't mean he still is, and I should no longer to speak to him because this was intentional. He lectured me for ages, to be honest, but that was the gist of it. He understood why I wanted to defend my friend, but said I fucked up badly, so yeah. He was also disappointed in me for ruining a good relationship. He liked my ex a lot. For a clingy asshole, so yeah, he didn't hold back. Now he said I should be careful about how my friend is going to respond to this, especially if he's still a bit unstable. Yes, I showed him the posts, and yes, I told him about the jokes. He was honestly a little speechless when I told him, but yeah, he said it was too fresh to be making those jokes. That he was trying to get my ex mad on purpose, and that me not choosing a side, which is choosing a side, is a relationship killer. That's why he said the friend has got to go because he knows what he's doing and I'm not holding my own. On cutting the friend off. Yeah, I just really wanted to believe in my friend, but obviously it's looking like I was wrong. I no longer want to speak to my friend. How do you suggest I tell him that? I've just been ignoring his calls the last 2 days. Like, should I just go speak to him about everything and bring someone with me? You've succeeded in scaring me a little, and I no longer know how he's going to react. But I've also got to try and keep things as pleasant, civil as possible because we have the same friend group and I'm still going to see him often. And finally apologizing to her ex-BF. I don't blame my ex, and I do owe him an apology, but I don't know if that might make it worse. He may just want to be left alone. Of course I feel sympathy for my ex, of course I do. As I said, there's no excuse. I'm obviously so upset with my friend, and if I could have it my way, I would never see him again. But we have the same friends. We hang out in a group all the time. I'm allowed to acknowledge how awkward that is going to be. Yeah, I'm going to apologize to my ex for what I done and how I hurt him. Even if he doesn't respond, I want to give him that closure. How do you like this story? Write your opinion in the comments. Let's get 1,000 subscribers on this channel. Love you.